Adhan finishes. Phone is in hand. The argument has already started before you noticed it starting. 5 minutes. That's it. Just let me finish this. You're not skipping it. You would never skip it. You're just moving it. It's not even due yet. The window's like an hour and a half long. Allah made it generous on purpose, didn't he? That's mercy. Use the mercy. You've had a long day. Your body actually feels heavy right now, like if you stand up, you might just lie back down. That's not laziness, that's exhaustion, and exhaustion is real. Even the Prophet, peace be upon him, said pray when you're not sleepy, right? So this is basically following the sunnah. You're just waiting for the better window, and honestly, you'll focus more in 10 minutes anyway. Right now, your mind's still on that message you have to send. What's the point of standing up there with your body in Salah and your head somewhere else? Allah doesn't want a hollow prayer. He wants presence. So really, waiting is the more sincere option. 10 minutes. Set a timer if you have to. You're not the kind of person who misses prayer. You're just the kind of person who's a little late to it today. That's different. That's human. Quieter. Doesn't argue back point for point. Just asks the one question that doesn't have a clean answer. If your phone buzzed right now with a call from someone, you couldn't afford to miss your boss. Your bank, a number from the hospital, would you still need 10 minutes? You wouldn't. You'd be on your feet before the second ring. Here's the frightening part. Shaitan doesn't need you to stop praying. He just needs you to keep saying, later. So it isn't tiredness. The body that can't move right now would move in under 3 seconds for the right caller. You've just decided, somewhere quiet inside you, that this caller can wait. Here's the part you don't want to sit with. You already know the difference between delaying because you genuinely cannot and delaying because nothing is forcing you not to. You felt both. This is the second one. You know it is. That's why the excuse needed so many sentences to build. True things don't usually need that much defending. So which is it? Really? Not tired. Just unwilling for now. Can you say that part out loud to yourself? And maybe that's the part that stings, because this wasn't always you. Think back. There was a time when hearing the adhan felt different. Maybe Ramadan, maybe when your heart was softer, maybe when you were younger. You heard it and you stood up not because you felt like it, because answering Allah felt obvious, because there wasn't a negotiation. There wasn't a committee meeting. Inside your head, the adhan came, and you moved. What happened to that version of you? This isn't a new argument. It's old enough that Allah named it directly. So woe to those who pray, yet are heedless of their prayer. Surah Al-Mahun, Quran, chapter 107, verses 4 to 5. Notice what's not condemned here. Not the person who never prays. Not the person who struggles. The warning is for the one who prays, who shows up eventually, technically, but is heedless, careless with the timing and the weight of it. The companion said this ayah describes the one who delays prayer past its proper time without real cause, not the disbeliever. The believer who keeps pushing it to the edge, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, was asked directly which deeds Allah loves most. He said, prayer at its appointed time. Not prayer eventually. Not prayer when you finally feel ready. At its time. Before anything else gets to go first, and that's what makes this dangerous. Because nobody wakes up one day and decides to abandon prayer, but it almost never happens that way. It starts with 5 minutes delay, then 10, then after the meeting, then after the episode, then after dinner, then after you're less tired, then after tomorrow's busy date, and slowly, the thing that once felt urgent starts feeling optional until one day the adhan sounds, and you don't even hear an argument anymore, because the argument is over. The habit has already won. That's why the Prophet, peace be upon him, didn't say prayer eventually. He said prayer at its appointed time. This is the line the Nafs keeps stepping over and calling reasonable. The Nafs isn't evil for wanting comfort. It's Nafs. It's built to seek ease. That's its nature, and Allah knows that about you. But your Fitra, the part of you fashioned to recognize truth the instant it hears it, already knew the answer before the Quran even arrived. The higher didn't teach you something new. It confirmed what you'd already heard inside. Step back for a second. Just you now. No performance. Think about this past week. Not in general, actually count it. How many times has the adhan finished and your first move was toward your phone instead of toward the wall, the mat, the direction? If you're honest, one of these two voices has had the louder seat in the room lately, and it's worth naming gently without flogging yourself over it, because guilt without direction just turns into more avoidance. You're not a bad Muslim for negotiating with your prayer time. You're a human being whose nafs is doing exactly what a nafs does, angling for comfort, for delay, for later. The question isn't which voice exists in you. They both do, always will. The question is which one you've been handing the microphone to today. This exact scene will replay. Probably this afternoon, the scroll mid-task, the let me just finish this, the body that suddenly feels too heavy to stand. You already know roughly when it's coming for you. When it does, don't argue with the nafs point by point. You don't need to win the debate. You just need to stand up before the debate finishes. Let your fitra speak first next time. Not loud, it never is. Just enough to move your feet 2 seconds before your mind finishes building its case. And when you do, when you choose the wall over the 5 more minutes, that's not just obedience. That's a small, quiet version of you walking into the day, already ahead, already chosen, already on time for the one who was never, not once, late in answering you. The most dangerous prayer isn't the one you missed, it's the one you keep convincing yourself you'll pray later.